Here are 4 things every trader need in order for you to be successful, right? Most people, they don't talk about this, but me, after trading for 8 years, I have learned this one the hard way. And if you master these 4 things in the next 3 months, you're gonna change your life crazy. And I'm telling you that. And number one is a strategy. I know every trader needs a strategy, right? And you always hear everybody saying like, hey bro, like strategy, strategy, strategy. But I want to break it down for you so that you understand, right? So strategy is actually a system that you use every single day. Every single trade, you use the same system so that you can be profitable. Now let's talk about this, right? If you know you've been working at McDonald's, right? If you know anything, if they in order for them to be successful, they make the same burger every single day because that's what they make profit. So you need to do the same thing every single day. And before, when I started, I didn't have a strategy, so I was like a freestyling game. So I was actually opening a chart and then I'm gonna actually take a trade, but I can't repeat the same thing tomorrow. I can make profit today, but tomorrow I don't know what to do. So I was actually freestyling, and you don't want to be that person. You actually need a strategy. You need a proven strategy. And what is a strategy, guys? A strategy is actually a system, like I said. And there is a 2 minute strategy out there. There is a trend line strategy. There is a lot of strategy. So all you need is one. You don't need two. You don't need three. You need a one strategy, and you repeat the same thing over and over. That's your shift. That's the strategy that you're gonna be using every single day. Because today you don't want to trade head and shoulder. Tomorrow, again, you trade support and resistance. Tomorrow you trade this. Tomorrow you trade that one indicator. You do this, you do that. You don't want to be all over the place. That's not how to be successful, gang. If you want to lock in for the next 3 months, you actually need to choose one strategy. Choose one strategy. And that's exactly what you're going to be doing every day. If you open a chart, right, you're only looking for that particular things to happen. So now let's say you are trading supporting a resistance, right? You're only going to be waiting your criteria to actually appear on a chart in order for you to take a trade. So that's the strategy. Everyone needs a strategy. That is the first thing first that you need, gang. You need a proven strategy. And I know if you're just starting right now, I know you don't have a strategy, but you can backtest a strategy. That's how people they get a strategy. You learn about trend line, you learn about support and resistance, you learn about zones, and then if you understand it, and then you backtest it. You backtest it every day to understand it. And you also trade on a demo at least for a month so that you understand how is it working. Is it really like working fine with you? Is it fine for you? Is it, because at the end of the day, you want to have a strategy that match your personality, which is going to be easy for you to see, easy for you to use. That's why you actually, the first thing that you need is a strategy, guys. That's the first thing that you need. You need a strategy. So now, number two, you actually need a pair, trading pair. So all you don't need to be everywhere. You don't want to trade gold, right? Today you're trading gold. Tomorrow you're trading GBP USD. Tomorrow you're on a BTC. Tomorrow you're on a boom. You're on a crash. It's like, bro, where are you going? Like, come on now. All you need is money. You're not getting paid by trading everything. You are getting paid by trading one thing. That's just it. You don't have to open to trade this one, trade that one, trade that one. And then guess what? The strategy that you're gonna get, right? If you develop a strategy, that strategy needs to be developed only on one pair, because all pairs move different. All pair move different. If this strategy is working perfect on gold, it won't do the same thing on a BTC USD. It won't do the same thing on a boom. It won't do the same thing on a crash. So things are moving different. If the strategy is working perfect on a gold, why not sticking to gold again? Like what I did, I only trade gold. I only trade gold because my strategy is actually working fine on gold. And that's why I had to stick to gold itself. I don't trade any other thing. Back then, I used to be everywhere. I used to trade it. GBP USD. I went to extend way to trade China's money, China and you, I don't know, man, all those crazy pairs. But hey, you actually need one pair, right? Stick to one pair, one strategy. Like I said, everything you need one, and that's how you win the game. And number three, right? Number three, which is very important, you actually need a trading plan. Oh my God, this is what you need, a trading plan, because at the end of the day, you want to know, you don't want to trade every time. You don't want to be on the screen every time. You don't want to take hundreds of trades. You don't want to, you just need to actually create a discipline plan. You actually need to create a clean plan according to your personality. Now, let's just say like you're a day trader just like me, right? You actually have to stick to maybe like 2 to 4 trades per day. That's enough for you, and that's the plan. You need to create a trading plan. Just tell yourself, hey, look, man, per day, if I take one trade, it's cool. If I win one trade, it's okay with me. If I take 2 trades, it's okay with me. The maximum trade I can only take per trade per day, it's a 4 trade. You know how many trades do you want to take per session? Let's say you're only trading Asian session, right? Asian session, if you only tell yourself like, okay, I'm only gonna trade 2 trades, and then make it, if you take 2 trades, you are done for the session. If you take another 2 trades on a New York session, you are done for the session. Just make sure you have a clean plan, a trading plan. So if you want to know about my plan, as for me, I trade Asian session and a New York session. So I only take 2 trades during Asian and a 2 during New York session. But if I win the first one, I will be done for the session. If I win the first trade, I'm done for the session. That's my trading plan, right? So you want to have a trading plan, and also you want to have the time, because you don't want to be trading like the whole day 24/7, just because the market is open 24/7, 24 hours. Now you have to be in front of your chart 24 hours, because you're gonna get burned out. And guess what? Soon as you ban, like you can't think properly, that's when you do some crazy decision. That's when you overtrade it. You do some impulsive um decisions, and you don't want to be caught up in that mess. You want to be able that, the time. As for me, I only traded 2 hours per session is enough for me. So every session I'm only going to trade it 2 hours, and after that 2 hours I close my trade. If I don't get anything, I'm done for that session. And then I'm actually going to come back for another session, which is gonna be New York session, and I'm gonna do the same thing. 2 hours is enough for me. You don't want to be on the screen every time, like, hey, 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 hey. Nah, you don't want to do that again. We are not doing that, man. It's 2026, man. We want to stay disciplined. We want to stay disciplined. Yeah, 2026, man. We want to move like that. So, and number four, which is the last one again, which is a very important, is a risk to reward ratio. Oh my God. This is, listen, you can have a strategy, right? If you already have a strategy, you already have a pair, you already have a trading plan, right? But you need risk to reward ratio in order for you to be profitable. And what is a risk to reward ratio? Risk to reward ratio is basically what you are losing, what you are actually risking, and what you are risking and what you are winning. Because the goal here is to actually minimize the loss, and then maximize the profits. Because if you risk $3, you want to make at least 6 or 9. 6 or 9. Because that's how you become profitable. You don't want to have 1:1, unless your strategy is 100%. But let me tell you something. If someone tell you that he has a strategy which is 100%, man, I doubt that person is not telling the truth, because there's no 100% strategy, man. Nobody's God. Nobody's unless you're a market maker. Even market makers, I doubt. So if your strategy is not 100%, man, you need your risk to reward ratio to start at least 1:2. 1 to 2. But for me, I do 1 to 3. 1 to 3. And one thing I love about risk to reward is because even if your strategy, remember we say you need a strategy. So if your strategy is a 50% and your risk to reward ratio is a 1:3, even if your strategy is a 50%, you are still in a top 1% trade as well. Profitable. That's powerful of it. And talk about like 1:2. The same thing. If your strategy is a 50% with the 1:2, you are still profitable. So that's just the cheat code, gang. Those are 4 things that you need in order for you to be profitable. And if you locked in these 3 months that's coming, bro, trust me, you're actually gonna change your life drastically. And I'm telling you, what's gonna happen is, right, you're gonna be disciplined. That's the first thing that's gonna happen to you. You're gonna be hella disciplined. Because guess what? You already have a strategy that's working perfect. Like, let's say that. It's working good for you. Let's say your strategy is 60, 65%. And on the other hand, you only have one pair. And you know what's gonna happen? Trading one pair every day, it's actually gonna make you master that pair. Here, you actually gonna understand that pair to the point where you're gonna be sleeping, dreaming about that pair. So if you see any movement, you won't second guess it. You're actually gonna execute, because at the end of the day, you wanna execute. You don't wanna be here just to look in the chat. You're gonna execute without doubts. You're actually gonna go crazy, open the trade and just let it on. Put your stop loss, put your tip in, just let it go. You understand? And now, if you actually have a trading plan, man, trading plan is actually gonna make you disciplined because you don't wanna the time that you're actually waking up to trade. Okay, if I wake up around this time, this is the time the pair that I trade is on a move. And when you wake up that time, you actually like execute, boom. After 2 hours, 1 hour, according to your plan, you are done. If you didn't get anything, you close because you didn't see what you're looking for, man. And that's how you become disciplined, man. That's how you become disciplined. And then when you have ARA, man, that's where the cheat code is because risk to reward ratio now, it's what's gonna determine if you're gonna be profitable or not because you wanna be able to hold a trader for so long. If your risk to reward ratio is 1 to 3, man, you just open a trade and just be patient. You know, Once you put your TP and stop loss, you already know because every trade is calculated. Every pip is end here. So you need to make sure that you use proper. You need to make sure that you um, use nice risk to reward ratio. Like I said, 1:2 is good. 1:3 is good. You can go up to 1:5. It depends if you're a swing trader, but as a day trader, 1:3 always works good for me. And I'm gonna stand on that because I've been trading with that for years now. For years. And if you're in a VIP group, you know what we're doing. So yes, man. And bonus now. Let's talk about bonus now. You already know the 4 things: strategy, pair, trading plan, risk to reward ratio. And I want to give you a bonus. It's going to be a proper risk management. Again, risk management is just working in the between of them because if you are trading, make sure that you are risking at least 1% of your accounts, per trade because you don't want to risk your whole account in one trade, like taking all your money you put in that trade, and then boom, you see a trade, you open with the bigger lot size, and then when the market move 5 pips, the account is gone. My man, you're gonna see something. You don't want to do that. Let me tell you something. Just to risk 1% per trade, that's enough. If you think like that 1% is too much for you, is too small, risk 2%. Don't go over 2%. Don't go over 2% because you want to protect your capital first. The money is gonna follow, because at the end of the day, this game is not getting rich quick. You don't want to be rich overnight. You gotta put the work in. You know, you're gonna have sleepless night, man. Waking up is time that you don't want to wake up. But trust your God, trust the process, man. One day, God is gonna make a way. I'm just gonna leave that word over there, man. You know, I love you, and that's the main reason why I make this video. And most people, they don't want you to know this, like I said, because they don't want you to be profitable. But guess what? Today I had to break everything down, man. And I'm back. I will be doing this kind of videos every day. And if you feel like you like this vibe, you like this kind of video, man, just like this video, comment something, you know. And if you're not in a VIP group, I'm not gonna talk about that. VIP group is optional though. If you wanna learn and earn, and then you can actually join the VIP group. You know, if you wanna join it, click the link down below in the description. Join the free Telegram group, and then you're gonna see a way to join the VIP group, you know. But if you don't want to join the VIP group, we have a free group, man. Just join the free group. Let's learn. You know, you're gonna learn how to trade for free. You ain't gotta pay nothing. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's the end of this video, man. That's 15 of my experience, 15 minutes of my experience. And I hope you have learned a lot from this video, man. I love you so much, and I will see you again on the next video. Peace.